Hello, hello, everyone. All right, we are live. Amazing. I'm going to turn on some music in the background. Oh, so for those of you who are going to be with me here live, let me know how that sound is in the background. Hold on one second. Amazing. I will give you a few minutes to see that notification and join me. I am home alone right now without my dog and my husband. So this is actually going to be a 15-minute peaceful stretch for all of us, isn't it? And hopefully this video records, but I can post this replay after. If you are with me here live, give me a little hello, just so that we can talk about all of the things that we need once people are arriving. I'm gonna back myself up in the camera so that you can see everything that I'm doing, but I still wanna make sure I can see you coming through with any comments and questions. So the reason I wanted to do this, hold on, I am seeing some notifications pop up. All right. One hot second from my end. There we go. I just want to make sure everyone is in the group so that they can access listening to this live right now. I'm seeing some of you trickle in, which is fantastic. So what we are going to be covering today is how to stretch your neck so that you are able to activate your nervous system in the right way. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of us are spending our time in that fight or flight phase, which I know that you're all very familiar with. And then we have the rest and digest, which is the parasympathetic nervous system. And we are going to be finding that nerve that I mentioned in your neck, your vagus nerve. I want to hear from some of you right now who actually knows about the vagus nerve and what it does. I will come closer to the screen so I can see. I'm seeing some of my patients roll through here. If you know about the vagus nerve, don't spoil it for everyone else, right? If you have heard of it, say, yes, me, I have, I do know. And if not, I'm going to teach you a little bit about it. We are going to glaze over the sciencey part of it because I don't want you to get too bored. But I do want you to know where it's located and what it's doing. So what it is it is a nerve, let's call it simply that is overstretching such a large portion of your thoracic cavity, and it's in charge of that relaxed state, both for your mind and your body and all of the organs in between. So we like to think of like fight, flight, rest and digest, those things. We like to think of them as like only in the mind, but our organs are also responding to them, which is why we feel physical symptoms of anxiety sometimes, right? Not sometimes, all the time. So we are going to work on how to activate this through physical movement so that you do have a hack or a technique to use when you need it, okay? Now, I want to preface this also by saying, I don't want you guys to be having, panic attacks and being anxious and being like, sorry, I need to go stretch my neck, right? That's not what we want to be doing. And we never want to link the techniques that we're using with the anxiety. So just like I mentioned the other day in one of those videos I posted, that we don't want to connect breath work with anxiety by only doing breath work when we're anxious. We also don't want that same thing happening here, right? So you're not excusing yourself from the table to stretch your neck, or you're not going to be like having an interpersonal heated argument with someone and sitting there like this, right? We want to do this on a schedule in a specific way so that we are seeing more vagal tone in the body as a whole. Hopefully that makes sense, okay? That's something else I wanted to mention, and this is where it gets a little bit sciencey, is that the vagus nerve has what's called afferent and efferent communication, which means that it is going from the brain, where the nerves are originating in that spinal column, in going out to the body. And then we also have that same signal coming back from our body, and specifically our organs, especially our heart and our stomach and our gut. And that's sending a signal back up to the brain. So yes, while we can use the vagus nerve to calm ourselves down in a relatively quick period of time, we also want to be utilizing these stretches so that the vagal tone is working in our favor, that the signal being sent back up to the brain is, yeah, we're chill, we got this, right? So that's kind of where I sit on getting our body and our mind on the same page. We want those same signals to be sent from brain to body and body back to brain. We don't want to constantly be sending that signal from our brain to our body saying, you're okay, you're okay, you're okay. And it's like, no, I'm not, right? So this is where the stretching is going to play that role. I would say if you have the time, I'd love for you to stretch your neck on a daily basis. That would be fantastic. Think about how often we're like sitting and crouching over our computers and our technology and our dogs, because my dog's not here, but you should see my posture when I am sitting with him. We spend a lot of time doing things with our back and our neck that isn't really conducive to that nerve really having that right tone. Okay, so let's start doing the stretches now. I've talked your ear off for about 6 minutes already. I'm going to back up a little bit from the camera. And I want you to find yourself in a seated position. So we're just going to have those legs crossed comfortably. If that's not comfortable for you, grab a pillow nearby, lift it up under your caboose, and then drop back down. Okay? Placing those hands toward the knees if it feels comfortable there. You can just place them in your lap. It's totally up to you. And I want you to start by dropping the chin in toward the chest. And finding a tall spine so that we're only bending at the back of the neck. If you haven't done this yet today, it might burn a little bit as you do it. We're going to bring the hands and interlock them at all those 10 fingers and bring the hands behind the head to add a little bit of pressure. And slowly, you're going to start to sway yourself from right to left. And as you keep swaying here, round through the back a little bit more. Each time you sway, dropping down maybe an inch, letting those elbows come closer toward the knees. And by now, you should be feeling that stretch running along both sides of the back as you sway from side to side. And pausing in the center, lifting yourself back up all the way to a tall spine, but keeping that chin pulled in toward the chest. Elbows are heavy, and the back of the head is trying to pull back into the hands as you lengthen up through the spine. And lifting the chin back to neutral, and place the hands down toward the knees again. And that was literally only to stretch the back of your neck. We didn't even activate the vagus nerve yet, and I can see through the screen that you're already feeling a little bit more relaxed than when you started, okay? So the vagus nerve is going to be running along the side of the neck. It has some origin points behind the ear, some in front of the ear. We're going to tackle both of those as we stretch both sides, okay? I'm not sure if the live is going to mirror me, so I'm just going to go to my true right side here. And we're going to drop the right ear over toward the right side. Right away, I want you to separate the teeth so that you can feel the jaw resting down, getting heavier into the ground. And when you unlock the jaw, you're going to feel a deeper pull on the side of the neck. Slowly round the chin toward the chest. Let the head get heavy. And bring the left ear over toward the left shoulder. Again, separating the teeth and let the jaw get heavy down toward the ground. Again, around the chin toward the chest. And bring it again over toward the right. Hold it there. Separate the teeth again. We're going to place your left finger behind the earlobe, and I want you to press it in toward the jaw. That spot behind your ear should definitely feel a little bit tender when you press in. And if you want to move that left finger around by pressing into the jaw a little bit more, you can go up and down or in circles. You stay where you are. I'm going to get a little closer to the camera so you can see where I'm actually pushing my finger. So it's right behind the earlobe, right in that junction. There should be a space between your jaw and your neck so that when you're stretching and pushing it down, you can feeling something a little different than when your finger's not there. If it feels like it's burning, you are definitely in the right spot. Release the hand out, roll the chin toward the chest. Bring it around to the left side. Right away, separating those teeth. And placing the right finger behind the earlobe, right between the jaw. Look for that divot. And then find whatever pressure you want to push in, either holding the finger still or moving it around. This is the first place that we want to make sure the vagus nerve is not caught. And it's a really easy way for us to stimulate it straight in, not even using the muscles, just by using pressure points. Release the hand out, roll the chin toward the center. Again, over toward the right side. You're going to take your right hand onto your left collarbone. The collarbone is what's moving straight across the chest here. You want to grab onto that skin. And what we're going to do is pull down on the skin so the hand drops lower than the collarbone and lift the chin up toward the top right corner. This should burn on the front left side of the neck. And if your scalenes here, which are also holding that vagus nerve, are tight, you might have to open your jaw to be able to lift the chin. Release the head first, then release the hand down, roll it around to the opposite side. Placing the left hand onto the collarbone, grab onto the bone first with the whole hand. Slide the skin lower so the fingers drop below the bone. And now tilt the chin up toward the top left corner. And again, looking for that burning stretch in the front right corner of the neck. Release the hand, release the head, roll the chin around through the center. Over to the right. And this time bringing the right hand to the back left corner of the head. We're going to draw the chin slightly down to the front right corner until you feel the muscles pull on the back left corner of the neck. And taking your left fingertips, you're going to press them in toward those muscles on the back left corner. And I want you to slide the left fingertips with as much pressure as you want up toward the base of the skull, and then slide them back down the neck. So we're just following those muscles that you're stretching. Sometimes the trap muscle on the back here can catch onto parts of the vagus nerve. So I want to make sure that channel is flowing nice and smooth. Release the hands out first, down back to the knees. Roll the chin toward the chest. Over to the left side, left hand to back right corner of the head. Pulling the chin slightly down toward the front left corner. And adding in those right fingertips toward the back right corner of the neck, sliding up those muscles toward the base of the skull. And sliding them back down. Release the hands. Roll the chin toward the center and hold. I want you to round through the spine as much as you can. Walk the hands forward so that they're on the ground in front of you. And give your chest a sway from right to left. Letting the head go completely. Rolling yourself back up to a regular seated position. Stacking the head over the spine. We're going to place both thumbs right in front of the ears. I'll come a little closer so that you can see where I'm placing them. I even look like I'm yoga stoned right now, and we've only been doing this for a few minutes. We're going to bring the thumbs to the fronts of the ears right here, okay? If you have jaw pain and you have TMJ, if you know what that is, this is not going to feel very pleasant, but we're still going to do it anyway. So we're going to place the thumbs right in front of the ears, and I just want you to start to circle them. Bring the thumbs underneath the jaw, so follow that same line. Slide it underneath. We're going to press in, and you're going to lift your chin up and slide the fingers along the jawline all the way toward the chin, and press the chin up as high as you can go. And back to neutral with the chin. Again, fingers placing back underneath the jaw, slide them under, follow the jawline all the way up toward the top. Lift the chin. Last time, neutral chin. Place the hands behind the jaw. Slide them up as you lift. Chin toward the chest, again, hands behind the head, interlock the fingers, pull the chin down. Replace the hands on the back of the head to the back of the neck, but keep the hands interlocked. And I want you to squeeze the elbows closer together so that you look like you're giving yourself a headlock here. We're going to press into the right palm as the head tilts to the left. Your palm should be able to catch those muscles in the side of the neck. You can do as much pressure as you want. Switching sides, press the left hand into the side of the neck and tilt it toward the right. Again, right hand pressing in, tilt the head. And switch. And back to the center. Hands back behind the head. Elbows stay heavy, round through the spine, curl as much as you can. Again, swaying side to side like we did at the beginning with heavy elbows. Sway both elbows toward that right knee. Getting close. If you can make contact, you can let them be heavy on the leg. And sway it over to the left side. And bring it back through the center. Roll it up. And release the hands down. And now I know that you're at your computer right now. I want you to put in the comments right now. Tell me how you're feeling. You can see how I'm feeling on camera. You can see the difference in my face and my eyes from when I started. You can see the difference in body language. So I just want to hear from you. We've been live for 20 minutes. I said I wouldn't keep you past 15 to 20, so I do have to let you go. But whether you do it now, later, leave that comment. I want to know if your nervous system is feeling different now than it was at the start. And maybe you leave me a little blurb. What are you feeling? Buzzing, heavy, happy, aware? I will leave you with that tonight. Awesome. I love to see that you're feeling more relaxed. But remember, we want to practice this consistently, maybe doing it twice a day, a few times a week. Pick a specific time. Don't just hit the ground running when you're feeling anxious and start stretching your neck. Make sure that you create a schedule around these things so that your brain and your body are actually both getting the signal that you're feeling okay and that you are feeling at peace and less anxious, right? We want to make sure that everything is on the same page. I find that a lot of the time when people are working with anxiety, it's like they're trying to convince their bodies that they're fine, or they're trying to convince themselves that everything's okay. But we want to feel that signal being sent from the body back up to the brain. And that can only be doable and possible when the body truly feels that way. All right. I love to see all of you coming in with your comments. You're like, yes, I feel relaxed. It works, guys. Right? This stuff is science. It's researched for a reason, right? So don't pass up on these opportunities of doing really simple things, really simple stretches. We just only worked from the neck up, right? So it's something to think about, is what can you incorporate in that is super simple, super easy, really effective, and it's actually going to change not just what's going on up inside your mind, but actually how your body responds to those things. All right? If you have any questions, as always, please shoot me a message. Let's chat about it. I'm looking forward to seeing what other people say when they do this live. All right. Peace out, everyone. Have a lovely Thursday, and I will see you in the next live.